Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out my custom GF model from 10S Guitars. Normally, when folks think of guitars made in China, they think of inexpensive, kind of not very well built guitars, such as this cheapest guitar on Amazon that I've made multiple videos of, which it sounds okay, but it is obviously very inexpensive and didn't cost a lot to make because the components are low quality. Well, 10S Guitars is looking to change that perception with their line of guitars. And today we are going to take a look at this custom 10S GF model. Now, what is this and how does it compare to the regular production guitars? So 10S Guitars hit me up and they asked if they could send me a guitar to show you guys. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. But they still needed to make the guitar. So because they were going to make the guitar, they asked me what color I wanted it in. So I said green because I was really feeling a green guitar and they surprised me with the Fluff Ghost inlay. But for all intents and purposes, this is a standard GF model guitar that is a regular production guitar that 10S offers. Now, this guitar is a $500 guitar. The body is slightly thinner in profile than a regular Gibson Les Paul Custom, just as a reference. This measures 1 3/4 thick, whereas a normal Les Paul Custom from binding edge to binding edge generally will measure about 2 inches. Just a little bit thinner, which makes it sit a little bit closer to your body. Now the GF has a mahogany body and mahogany neck with a maple cap and comes with Grover tuners and comes with a set of Alnico 5 10S pickups, which actually sound pretty good. They're throaty and I would call them very rock pickups. They're not super high output. They're also not very low output either. Now, for $500, there are some very small things that are wrong with the guitar that I don't think are a huge deal, starting with a few very small paint blemishes or blemishes underneath the paint. Honestly, that's to be expected with a $500 guitar. It's not a make or break for me. The nut I had to kind of set up again once I put my strings on. Again, that's kind of normal and it's not really a big deal. However, I will note that it actually plays really well once I adjusted the truss rod on the neck. Now, that is also pretty common for a guitar that has traveled to the opposite side of the planet from which it was made. So after a nut adjustment and a truss rod adjustment, this thing actually plays really nicely and it sounds good too. Now, overall, this is a lot of guitar for $500. I wouldn't normally expect this much guitar for 500 bucks. There are some small imperfections in the finish and the fit and finish, but again, I go back to you know, it doesn't hamper its playing at all. And it plays and sounds just fine. So things like paint don't get down the road, as they say. All the pickable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.